Yo, what's good, my YouTube fam? This is AD, aka AD Beats LV, coming back with another video, court video again. I'm really starting to really like these videos. Some of them are like really entertaining. Hope everybody's having a good day, evening, morning, whatever time zone. And let's check this one out. Press like, subscribe, possibly share. It'll help grow the channel. Getting close to 300, which is awesome. I never even thought I would even get that many, to be really honest with you. But I value everybody's time. And let's do it. Let's see what this one is about. Let's go. I'll leave the description in the handle so you can go check out this guy's video.
What happens when you violate probation and you don't feel you should be punished? Well, in Judge DeSanto's courtroom today, this total Karen feels that smoking a little of the devil's lettuce should not be a violation. Also, she feels the judge is acting like a complete butthole. And boy, does she tell her.
The
Devil's
medical
lettuce.
necessity of your card, and that there's been a treating relationship between you and the doctor, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And so your medical marijuana card at this point is not recognized by this court because you're still missing one of the pieces that you need. Have you submitted that yet?
No, I have not. I don't have an attending physician. I go to a residency center when I need medical attention. I see a different doctor every time I go.
Okay, but you have a treating relationship with that center, correct?
Yeah, the clinic.
Okay, so is that clinic a medical marijuana clinic or like an urgent care type of clinic?
No, it's called Monroe Relief Clinic. It's just a clinic here in Monroe.
Okay, do they specialize in marijuana or is it more of a general practice?
Marijuana.
Okay, so that is one of the reasons why this court, even given the recent case law, the court is still within its discretion to require you to have a treating relationship with the physician that's prescribing the medical marijuana to you, because that's not something that you had prior to being placed on probation.
Correct.
Okay.
She has some
And
nice
you
hair,
are aware of that, ma'am,
the
and yet
judge.
you still decided to partake in marijuana.
Yes, I use it for headaches, nausea, anxiety. I was told by the clinic that if I had a card, I couldn't get in any trouble. But that's just here in Monroe. I didn't realize in Wyandotte it's like that.
Well, ma'am, with all due respect to the medical clinic, they're not the judge that's presiding over your case. This court has put an order in effect that says you're not to use any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. Furthermore, if there's a prescription for marijuana because you didn't have one previously, that is why this court requires that next step to make sure there's a treating physician, there's a treating relationship between you and your physician that's requiring that's prescribing the marijuana.
Yes.
And when you were sentenced, ma'am, you were under the care of a nurse practitioner. Where does that nurse practitioner work out
of? She works out of the hospital. She prescribes my antidepressants.
Okay, so therefore, that is one of the reasons this court requires something from a medical professional that you have a treating relationship with, because marijuana does interact with various drugs. So you are prescribed 5 different medications
Yes.
And the court also, in addition, when there is a history of substance use or controlled substance use, even if it's regulated by a doctor, there's still concerns that you're supplanting one addiction for another. So
We could William James.
the
You got a mullet.
recommendation is for you to continue to complete all terms of probation, face probation violation fee, increase your testing, and serve 5 days jail. That's for this violation.
Ooh.
And so the court's going to adopt that recommendation. So you need to report me on today for jail.
Dang.
What?
You're going to jail. Jail?
I was under the impression that this jail sentence would be suspended.
Well, let me clarify. So on your jail review, the recommendation was for your jail review to be adjourned for 2 months. On your probation violation, the recommendation is for 5 days jail.
Surprise.
I was under the impression that I wasn't going to have to go to jail.
Ma'am, on your probation order, it indicates mandatory additional incarceration for any violation. And here we are for a violation. The court already suspended your 30-day jail term that the court sentenced you to back in April.
Well, if I go to jail, I'm going to lose my job of 10 years.
Well, ma'am.
Your Honor, I would potentially request a report date so that she could make the necessary arrangements.
How much notice do you need to give to your employer, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
How much notice do you need to provide to your employer?
If I tell them, there's no way I could miss 5 days and keep my job.
Uh-oh. You got a problem.
You don't have any paid time off. You've been there for 10 years.
Yeah. I've had time off. I don't have 5 days to take.
All right, well, ma'am,
That
let me
sucks.
just indicate this, okay? You were, what? Just say cancel. You were charged with retail fraud. And you were given an amended charge of attempt retail fraud, despite having 3 prior retail fraud convictions on your record. The most recent one was December of 2021.
Right.
You received a very generous plea. This court indicated at the time of sentencing, in addition to some other conditions, incarceration, and we suspended that for a jail review. The court also indicated mandatory additional incarceration for any violation of probation. And here we are today on a violation of probation. You were put on notice, ma'am, that there's mandatory jail for any violation.
Well, I didn't think I would be violating having a card. I didn't think I would be violating. I didn't know. I figured if I had a card in Monroe, they told me when I got it here, and I know it's not the judge, it's not you, but that's what I was told, that I wouldn't be in any harm's way by smoking marijuana.
What?
I mean,
What?
with all due respect, I don't really understand why I'm on a alcohol or drug anything for retail fraud.
Because that's one of the conditions this court placed.
Given
your history, ma'am, because given your criminal history, given your substance use history, that is why.
I don't have a substance abuse history.
Ma'am, during your pre-sentence investigation, it was indicated that you had previously
Look at him. He must be
been
waiting for
addicted to
court.
pain
He's just
pills
like
for
sleepy.
3 years.
That was 20 years
And
ago almost.
ma'am, and you had attended outpatient substance use counseling in the past.
Huh.
Most recently, 4 to 5 years ago. And then given the fact that now there's another retail fraud, the court wanted to make sure that you were not continuing to consume any alcohol and drugs that were not prescribed, that perhaps could have been a motivating factor for some of this. So
Retail fraud.
that is why the court ordered what it did. So the court will give you, what's your schedule, ma'am?
I work 3 to 3, 3 a.m. till 3 p.m. 6 days a week.
Damn, those are some sucky hours. Is that like
Okay.
swing
Well,
/ grave?
You'll have to communicate with your employer and see if there's some days you can have off. I'll give you until Friday to report.
Like I said, I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's impossible to pay my fines if I lose my job.
You're going to
I've
jail.
paid $500 on my fine so far.
Okay, ma'am, if you end up losing your job, you'll have to communicate with probation so they can adjust your payment plan and suspend your payments until you obtain a new job.
Well, I'm not looking for a new job. I'm not ready to spoil my life. You're trying to ruin my life.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I am not the one that consumed the marijuana and violated probation.
I know, but it's not necessary for me to be on something like this. Everybody says it. It's not just me.
And ma'am, there could have certainly been an appeal of this court sentence, and there was not. So, so the court's indicating 5 days jail. You need to report on Friday, June 9th. Contact probation, your probation officer, and she'll give you the information as to how to report.
I mean, even though you violate your probation, but wouldn't that just have to suck? I guess this is during the pandemic or whatever. So, you're at home, you're comfortable and everything. You get on your Zoom, and then you have to report and like go to jail. Usually on a regular, you would just go to jail by getting pulled over, or you commit a crime and the police book you, throw you in your car, and take you to jail. That's a different story where you have to actually, like, you're going to the airport. You had to call up my brother. Hey man, can you take me to jail? Like, what? Yeah, I have to report to jail on Friday, man. Can you go and drop me off? I mean, that would just have to suck from just, your everyday life, and then you just get contempt or you get a violation of probation and you just have to show up to jail that same day. That just would just suck, man. Like, sheesh.
Court. As the jail review, the court will adjourn the jail review for 2 months to August 7th at 9:30 a.m.
Wow. Yeah, show up in the morning to jail. Well, eat a good breakfast. Have
Anything
a
else,
good dinner the night
counsel?
before. Man,
Mr.
it
Shunke?
is what it is. Judge DeSantos, she's real stern though, boy. She be laying the hammer on people.
Mr. Shunke?
The lawyer, he's like missing in action. William.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm here, Judge.
There he is.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else, ma'am?
I just don't see why I'm gonna lose my job of 10 years over this.
Ma'am, this court put you on notice that there would be mandatory jail for any future violation.
Yeah,
You're here for a violation. Excuse me. You're here for a violation. You tested positive for marijuana. This court has not approved your marijuana use at this point. Therefore, the court is speaking through its written orders, and it's 5 days jail.
Like I said, I don't understand why this is gonna ruin my whole life over smoking some marijuana for something that makes me feel better when I am in pain.
Then ma'am, then you need to follow the court's directives as far as what's required in order for you to be able to use marijuana for medicinal purposes.
Well, if I get a note from the doctor that gave me the marijuana card, I was under the impression it isn't good enough.
The one that gave you the medical marijuana card, correct? You don't have a treating relationship with that person. You have a treating relationship with a nurse practitioner that's prescribed to you your other medication, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then that would be the medical professional that you need to chat with.
Okay. If I am to get a letter from a physician, would this suspend this 5 days jail?
No, ma'am, because you didn't have one at that time. No. Please email into your probation officer by 10:30. Thank you.
Okay.
You have a good day. We're going to be off the record.
20 years. No. Oh my God. What a asshole.
Wow. She could be held in contempt as well. Judge DeSanto started sliding.
What the hell is a lawyer doing for you? Nothing. Nothing.
She had somebody in the car with her. She's just talking. I wonder if she really realizes that she's still on Zoom.
Oh my God.
She got a lighter in her hand. Cigarette in the mouth.
Who's the one that told you about that?
Mr. Bell, you're still in court and you're not muted, so you need to sign off and email into your probation officer by 10:30.
Sign off. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure how to do that.
Just tap your screen and hit leave meeting.
Leave meeting. Okay.
Yeah, now it's William's turn, I guess. But she just comes back. I thought
Judge DeSanto actually goes easy on her, besides the jail time. But that hot mick is one's for the books. In my opinion, yes, it was retail fraud. However, you were charged with a crime, and what the judge gives you as part of your probation is what you must comply with.
Yeah.
So if weed is not allowed, well then, you better not roll up that blunt with your Karen crew, or you will be spending some time in lockup. It is not Judge DeSanto's problem that you may lose your job. You were bold enough to steal. So now buck up, shut up, and deal with the consequences. Make sure to like and subscribe to Time Served, you assholes.
Time Served, that's the name of his handle. But yeah, that was an interesting one too. Another thing though, I mean, this wouldn't probably alleviate her from going to jail. But people who are like smokers, you need to move somewhere where it's legal. But once you get into trouble, you still can't do any legal, illegal drugs or drink or whatever. But it's like I noticed in a lot of court cases that a lot of them are like marijuana, and usually, it's in the states that obviously is not legal. So if you're a smoker and you like to smoke and you always keep it on you, you probably need to move to a state that it's legal. At least you'll have that comfort of knowing that you won't get booked for something as little as, some marijuana tree, But anyway, I appreciate everybody's time. Go ahead and like and subscribe, possibly share. And I hope everybody has the rest of their good day. Excuse me, good day, evening, morning, whatever time zone you're in. Appreciate your time, and definitely see you on the next one. This is AD, aka AD Beats LV, and I'll see ya. Peace.